Hello everyone, today I'm here to talk to you about the poverty and fixing the living environment and household environment. I apologize if my slides are backwards today. I can't figure out how to put my recording into the slides. Let's get started. The average household income for the United States is $61,984. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, 120.3 million American workers earn an average income of $1,143 weekly. This has been a 4% increase since the end of 2023, with the average household income of $59,384. The question is, though, why does the 4% annual income increase compared to the approximately 20% increase of the cost of living since 2021? Today, I'm going to discuss why reducing the cost of living is vital to our country and the ways we can contribute to this nationwide issue. One of the most common reasons for lack of affordable housing is the lack of income being provided, especially to those working minimum wage jobs. Without access to basic necessities, many families and individuals will struggle to survive in this economy. Many people will be led to deal with mental health conditions, which oftentimes can lead to the path of addiction. According to my survey done on SurveyMonkey, many of you in our class have stated that poverty was rarely or never talked about in the school setting. If this topic is not talked about, especially at a younger age, there will not only be a lack of knowledge about this topic, but the crisis of the nationwide issue will not even come close to getting resolved. In 2025, the federal minimum wage has remained the same at $7.25 per hour since it was introduced on July 24th, 2009. This means that the minimum wage has not changed in 15 years since the cost of living has increased significantly. Depending on the state, the minimum wage is $7.25 hourly. That would equal around $15,650 for the annual income. This would categorize as below the poverty line, barely making it enough for food, since it is an average of $6,000, according to the Economic Research Service. The average cost to rent a one-bedroom apartment in the United States is $1,624 per month. This is if the tenant is approved to the property in which they are applying for. And most management companies require the tenant to make 3 times your monthly rent, including the down payment, just to get the keys. Many job positions nowadays will only pay a higher rate with experience and sometimes a bachelor's degree. With the minimum wage being low, many college students cannot afford a college tuition to obtain that degree. It turns into an endless cycle of poverty with the lack of opportunities to earn more income. People who are on the poverty line or below the poverty line will not be able to have access to basic necessities, such as food, transportation, shelter, clothing, hygiene products, and overall health. In 2024, it was calculated by the Department of Housing and Urban Development that 771,400 people were accounted as being homeless in just one single night, making this an increase of 118,300 people since the end of 2023. Approximately 2 in 1,000 Americans today are homeless. Having 12,480 shelters does not fully accommodate the amount of homeless people, and most of these shelters are overcrowded or do not have enough space for more individuals. This means that many are left to fend for themselves in this circumstance and will end up remaining homeless for the years to come. With the increased cost of living, inflation has risen, and the basic necessities we use as a daily resource are no longer affordable compared to the average income. The average cost of a session with a mental health professional is around $200 without health insurance. With the cost of health insurance, many people will not be provided with insurance to pay for these visits. Coming from someone who struggles with bipolar disorder, it is vital to my health that I have access to the proper treatment so I can live a fulfilled, healthy lifestyle. It is hard to imagine someone struggling like I did without treatment, but not a probable solution to get the help they need. The National Institute of Health, the NIH, reported that 40% of Americans who need the proper mental health treatment do not receive it due to the costs. Many times, the lack of access to proper treatment can coincide with struggles of addiction, specifically to substance abuse. The American Addiction Center conducted a survey that showed 48.5 million Americans 12 and older battled a substance disorder in the past year. There are ways that we can help struggling with poverty and the living circumstances we face daily, not only for the homeless, but for us as well. It can start by raising the minimum wage, matching the cost of living to the annual income being made, providing basic necessities to everyone in or below the poverty line. This also includes women should be able to get free access to feminine hygiene products and not have to pay a ridiculous price for them in the store. To get help from mental health professional, costs should be more affordable, especially for those without health insurance. Even if it is something small, such as donating products, such as food and hygiene products to your local shelter. I'm sorry, I can't speak. If we raise awareness and offer a big hand to help, we can make a big difference.